Okay, System of a Down chilling warning to fans. Okay, I'm not like the fucking like a person that like watches news. I barely fucking like do. But like I saw this in my feed. Usually, if it's on my feed, it means that like it's interesting. Like believe the algorithm. The algorithm is doing good on YouTube. And System of a Down, usually they are like people that are like the ideals. I don't remember the word that like are patriots of their own ideals, right? And their ideals, they're anti-war. They are anti like xenophobia and stuff like that. So for them to actually like speak out and actually for to be noticed, it will be something like actually interesting and worthy of a listen. So let's check it out.
At one point, unfortunately, things were looking really dire for System of a Down fans. The band had gone inactive for a long time. There was a bitter back and forth between members, but now things are really looking up. The band seems very happy, firing on all cylinders when they're performing live. You have Serge and Darren hugging it out on stage, complimenting each other, and just generally seeming to have an amazing time. And now this, you have Darren giving a heartfelt speech about how people shouldn't let their differences, whether they're personal or political, become the end of a long-standing friendship.
Wow. Okay, let's check this out because like, damn.
In front of tens of thousands of fans at Sick New World, System of a Down guitarist Darren Malakian stopped the show. Not for a technical issue, not for a song intro, but to deliver a message that cut right through the noise of modern politics. And what he said is very interesting because System of a Down is one of the most politically charged bands in metal history. Their music always tackled themes of war, corruption, propaganda, and injustice. But offstage, the band had been at war within itself. Serj Tankian has been one of the most outspoken left-leaning voices in rock for decades. And then there's drummer John Domayan, one of the most outspoken musicians on the right in decades. And these aren't subtle differences. These are guys on completely opposite ends of the political spectrum, in the same band, and playing on the same stages. And caught somewhere in the middle is good old Darren Malakian. Last year, Darren faced backlash for being quote-unquote, too neutral. Fans attacked him for not picking a side with the Scars on Broadway project. In today's climate, staying out of the fight is apparently controversial. So when Darren grabbed the mic on...
And actually, it's really complicated because, like, one thing that, like, people do not understand when it comes to, like, performing and... Because, like, you think that, like, I'm not a rock star like them, you know, but like I have the same camera and the same responsibility of like carrying the political message of whatever the fuck I want to believe or not, right? And once you actually like stumble upon like doing basically like political messaging in any way, it becomes really tiring because like it becomes a responsibility and it becomes like really complicated to fucking like live with it at times because you like as an entertainer, you are not a political message, you are a person as well, you know. And so this is interesting because like people picking on Darren like is something that like is an absolute nightmare to entertainers because their opinion and their views, people know about them, but like at some point like these people, they need to fucking they go back to their lonely life, and they are not like they are not like the poster child of like whatever the fuck. They are artists. If they were politicians, it will be different. And I mean, you get what I'm saying. It's just like it's way more difficult than you believe to actually carry a message, a political message, maybe whatever it is, especially for artists than people believe. And yeah.
Stage this past weekend, people paid close attention. The band paused between songs, the crowd noise settled, and Darren took the mic and spoke directly to the audience. Here's what he had to say.
Let me tell you something. System of a Down is not a cult. System of a Down is a band with 4 members. 4 members who are good people, who have different beliefs, about different things, different solutions, about complex problems. Stop letting the media divide you. Stop letting the government divide you.
And then, this is the line that's now going viral.
If we can be on stage together and have different thoughts and different beliefs, you can be together too.
Wow. Unbelievable.
For those of you who disagree with me, pull the tapeworm out of your ass.
And then, the band launched right into Needles. And he's right. On paper, System of a Down shouldn't work. A band with members with completely opposite views should have imploded years.
So you have to understand that basically, like, Darren Malakian and Serge Tolkien, like, you get it, like the singer and the other singer is actually like went on a backlash because, like, basically, like, they were just like completely like discovering themselves not agreeing about like political views and political standpoints, and because of that, like, they stopped doing music. Not only because Serge it feels weird to wanted to take a break and not write anymore, but also because they discovered themselves like a lot of differences, and that's why like Stars on Broadway was created, because like this was like another project from Darren. But I am absolutely agreeing. This is such a powerful message. Like whatever the fuck is going on, don't fucking lose your friends because of a fucking idea that like you heard somewhere else, and don't lose your fucking identity to someone else. Tell yourself that like before that, like, it didn't matter, and if evil there is, you know, like dividing people by, even if it's what they try to do, and it's like we're all in it, in this together, you know, and we will be in this together, and it will never change. And I think that the fact that like he took the time in a such powerful way and easy to understand way as well, because this is also like the beauty of his message. It's easy to understand even if you don't do fucking if you don't have a PhD in fucking philosophy or politics. Basically, like, that's really, really powerful. Don't let thoughts, political ideals, or whatever the fuck divide you, and try anyway. And I'd say, like, if it doesn't work, ignore the problem, and remember that, like, the person that you disagree with, you still agree with it about everything else, mostly, you know?
Years ago. And honestly, it almost did. But here they are. Still here, still playing together, and seemingly doing better than ever. Not because they have to agree on everything, but because they decided their bond matters more than their ballots do. That's the message. That's what Darren was really alluding to here. You don't have to agree with everyone in your life. You don't have to share every belief, but you can actively choose not to let those differences destroy your relationships. And if 4 guys from a band called System of a Down can make that choice, maybe the rest of us can too.
You can catch me on tour with Shinedown all across North.
What a fucking legend! What a fucking band! And I think like this is a warming news. Like in this world where like we only hear like when we hear a news about an artist or something, it's not something that like is just like about like peace and love, you know.